Jets fans, it's time for today's three-star selection. Tonight's third star from your Winnipeg Jets, number 55, Mark Scheifele. Tonight's second star from your Winnipeg Jets, number 44, Josh Morrissey. And tonight's first star with 34 saves and his 13th win of the season from your Winnipeg Jets, number 37, Connor Hellebuyck. Fans, the next home game for your Winnipeg Jets is Tuesday night when we take on Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, and the Chicago Blackhawks. Jets versus Hawks, Tuesday night at 7. Get your tickets by visiting winnipegjets.com/tickets. Fans, thanks for attending today's National Hockey League game. Drive safe and good night from your Winnipeg Jets.
Well, that makes for a fine Sunday afternoon. The Winnipeg Jets responding following a shutout loss. The St. Louis Blues on Friday night. They lose 1-0 to St. Louis, but respond with a 7-1 win over top of the Philadelphia Flyers. Good afternoon. It's hard to say that. JetsTV live postgame show presented by Budweiser. I'm Jamie Thomas. The Jets improved their record to 18-9-2 in the season, improved to 10-4-2 here at Bell MTS Place. It was the second of a four-game homestand. The Chicago Blackhawks will be up next. Connor Hellebuyck, who was tonight's first star, improved his record to 13-8-1. He's won 4 of his last 5 starts and has allowed 1 goal in his last 3 starts. Really starting to pick up his play. The Jets' power play goes 3 for 6 tonight. Was a big reason why they won by such a big margin, and their penalty kill was perfect, 2 for 2. So the 7-1 the final score. Time now for the Jets Rewards code word this afternoon. Head to jetsrewards.ca, log in, and type in the word PRIDE. And just like that, you've got yourself 50 Jets Reward points just for watching the Jets TV live postgame show presented by Budweiser. Let's get to the highlights. We will have a guest here momentarily. A lot of action this hockey game. Flyers had outshot the Jets 10-2, but no score until Kyle Connor, free shot from the slot, beats Michael Neuvirth for the 1-0 Winnipeg goal. Kyle Connor's drought is over. Then the Jets on the power play. Nikolai Ehlers over to Josh Morrissey, and his one-timer makes it 2-0 Winnipeg. Welcome back, Josh Morrissey, who had missed the 2 previous games with lower body injury. Nice pass from Ehlers, and he finishes things off as Josh Morrissey. It was 2-0. The Flyers will get back into it. Jakub Voracek with the redirect in front. Travis Sanheim with the assist on that one. 2-1 Winnipeg. Good shot here from the point, and nifty redirection from Voracek. That's the only goal of the night or afternoon for the Flyers. Jets had restored that 2-goal lead. Josh Morrissey with the blast. Juicy rebound comes out to Brandon Tanev, and Tanev would make it 3-1. The Jets would chase Michael Neuvirth, then would add to their lead on the power play again. Off the faceoff, Dustin Byfuglien. Shot goes off Dale Weiss's stick and in. It was 4-1 for the Winnipeg Jets. Here it is, the shot. There's the redirection in front, but it was off a Flyer sticking in, so the bounce is going the Jets' ways too. And then the Jets shorthanded. 2 shorthanded goals in the season until Blake Wheeler makes it 3 shorthanded goals on the year for the Winnipeg Jets. Just great explosion of speed here from the Jets captain, and he will go forehand to his backhand. That made it 5-1. And then the Jets will add to that and keep adding to it. Nice pass here to Brian Little taps it in so easy. Tyler Myers, good patience there, and there's Little with the redirect in front to make it 6-1. And then Patrick Laine, sweet feed in front to Tyler Myers, and Myers puts it over top of Anthony Stolars, who had come in to replace Michael Neuvert. Nice bit of hands from the Jets defenseman. 7-1 was the final, as I mentioned. Connor Hellebuck now has allowed 1 goal in 3 consecutive starts. He's 2-1 in that stretch, has won 4 of his past 5 starts. Just some good stuff from the Winnipeg Jets. Following a shutout loss, their last 4 games, of course, the Jets lost Friday to the St. Louis Blues 1-0. They have outscored their opponents 21-4, and they're 4-0 in those games, responding very well following a shutout. Also, the Jets welcoming back defenseman Josh Morrissey. Morrissey had missed 2 games with a lower body injury. He has 3 straight games to the point. After he had an assist, he had 2 goals and 2 assists in his last 3 games for 4 points. His goal came during a man advantage in the second unit. The second time that the number 2 unit scored with the man advantage this season. Clearly a lot of the offense coming from the number 1 power play unit for the Winnipeg Jets. And Connor Hellebuck, 3 wins in his last 4 starts, and again just playing oh so well. Made 16 saves in the first period alone when the Flyers were kind of trying to get on the Jets early, having played yesterday afternoon. The Flyers coursed down 2-0 in that game to the Buffalo Sabres. They won that one 6-2, but completely on the other side of the scoreboard this afternoon in Winnipeg as they lose 7-1. Those 16 saves in the first period for Connor Hellebuck, that's the 3rd most that he's made in an opening frame this season. Of course, the Jets earlier in the year giving up a lot of shots. They've tightened things up considerably, and that shows with the goals against in these last 3 games. So if you look, it's way too early to look at the Central Division standings, but it's not too early. Nashville lost last night in Calgary. Colorado lost yesterday as well. Winnipeg, with their victory today, up to 38 points. So they are 1 point behind both Nashville and Colorado for first place in the Central Division. They still hold a game in hand on both the Predators and the Colorado Avalanche. Dallas is in action a little bit later tonight. They have 35 points, and the Minnesota Wild with 32. So one other score to tell you about in the National Hockey League. This afternoon, the Vancouver Canucks all over the St. Louis Blues. The Blues just a strange team, and that's probably why they're second to last in the National Hockey League this year. They get a big win on the road here in Winnipeg on Friday and then go home to take on the Vancouver Canucks and give up 6 to the Canucks. So it's 6-1, the final score there. There's another game in action right now in the NHL, and is the Boston Bruins taking on the Ottawa Senators. Ottawa leading 1-0 after the first period of play for that game as well. Other games to go with will be Chicago hosting Montreal, Anaheim hosting New Jersey, Vegas hosts Dallas, and the Calgary Flames and Edmonton Oilers will meet tonight in the Battle of Alberta. See how heated that one gets. Pleased to welcome to the studio Jets forward Brian Little. Got a little dangerous there for a second. 7-1 the victory over top of the Philadelphia Flyers. What can you say about this team's response following a shutout loss to St. Louis on Friday?
Good. Obviously wasn't the start we wanted tonight. The first period, I think they were kind of more ready to play, and we're putting up a lot of shots and getting a lot of chances on us. And then I thought we got better kind of as the game went on. And I think we were having a bit of puck luck around the net tonight too, which helps. So
I guess you kind of deserve that after all that. You had a lot of things not going your way on Friday, so that kind of rounds into form here today. The power play goes 3 for 6. The only team in the NHL this year to not go 2 games without scoring at least 1 power play goal. What can you say about the efficiency of the unit so far this year?
Yeah, I think I think we have, like our team, like we have depth. If the first unit goes out, and they've been so good for us this year, but if they fail to score, our second unit, we go out and we're pretty confident we can get a good chance or score a goal too. So whoever's on the ice, I feel like we've been pretty dangerous.
You've mentioned the word depth. Josh Morrissey comes back tonight. Before that was Dustin Byfuglien and Dmitry Kulikov. How about the guys that came up from Manitoba to fill in for those 3 players?
Yeah, they've been awesome. It's not easy losing players like that. Those guys are hard to replace, and they're pretty unique kind of players. And the guys that came up and played well for us did a great job. And that was kind of like last year when we had injury troubles. Guys that got called up, stepped up, and did a great job.
What about this team? What do you find is the biggest difference from this team as compared to last year? I know there's still a lot of hockey to be played, but what do you find is the biggest difference this year?
We're very similar. We're almost the same team on paper. I think we had a bit slower start than we wanted to this year. I think we're still trying to get that defensive game where it should be. but I mean, there's still a lot of hockey left, and we're still finding ways to win, which is the main part.
What's it like without Toby Enstrom? You were a teammate of his for such a long time.
Yeah, it's tough. He was there since day one when I got there. I think I played with him for 11 years. So anytime you play with a guy that long, you get friendships are formed, and but it's tough. He had to move on, and played with a lot of guys that I became friends with that either got traded or moved on. So that's just part of the game.
Well, one last one for you. A special addition to your family this summer. What's it going to be like Christmas to have a little baby in the house?
Awesome. She's only been to a few games, but I think she's been pretty good luck. She was here today, so every time she's here, we end up getting a win. So it'll be a little different this year around the holidays, but I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Brian Little, the Winnipeg Jets. Let's go inside the Jets dressing room.
Into the game, how you'd feel an immediate impact in that opening period, getting the goal, and how did you feel in a big victory here today?
Yeah, great. I think we've been making a lot of progress in the last couple of days, and I think this morning woke up feeling great, and throughout the warm-up, everything felt ready to play, and it was nice to just be back with the guys. Obviously, it's no fun when you can't play, so great to get back out there, and nice to be contributing, and big win for us.
How about that effort that your entire team was able to put forth here this afternoon?
Yeah, you know what, they came out with a great effort in the first period. Although we were up 2-1, I guess we didn't love our first as a whole, but you're usually not going to dominate an entire 60 minutes. So when they had their push, Helly made some big saves, and really some huge saves actually, and kept us right there, and then we got going in the second and third. So it was, like I said, it was a big win for us.
Josh, we've seen this from this team before, where you'll have a team come in and look like it's kind of overwhelming you guys, and then they'll slowly peter out, and you'll entirely take a game over like you did tonight. It's kind of almost like letting a fighter punch himself out, or?
I think honestly it happens both ways. Some nights you come out super hard, and all of a sudden you start to lose momentum as the game goes on, and some nights it looks like tonight. So I think that is kind of everywhere. It happens like that at times, and obviously you would love to have the momentum for 60 minutes and not be outshot or anything like that, but that's the way the game goes. And I thought once we started skating and getting on the forecheck and putting more pucks to the net, when we do that, we usually can get second, third opportunities and get some zone time, and we started to roll. So it's I wouldn't put too much stock into it. I guess it's just something that happens.
Josh said after that last game that if he left you out for another game, you'd be about as close to 100% as a hockey player gets at this time of year. How are you feeling?
Yeah, felt great. Like I said before, I think the last couple of days we've got a lot of progress, and we had a really solid practice yesterday. Everything felt pretty good, and like I said, woke up this morning and felt awesome, and came to the rink and went through the routine, and everything was good to go. So it was definitely a good feeling to, like I said, be back with the guys. It's not a whole lot of fun, not being able to play.
Josh, obviously you'll take games when a player scores 5 goals like Patrick did a couple weeks ago, but when you have a 7-goal game, 7 different scorers, couple defensemen, 3 on the power play, a shorthanded goal, 3 even strengths, when you get that sort of balance and whole team involvement, is it sort of extra special for the group?
Yeah, definitely. Over the course of the season, nights like that are going to happen, and it was definitely something that for me watching last game, I thought we generated a lot of great chances and did a lot of good things, and Allen made some big saves in that game, and they had some big blocks, and just didn't go our way. So I think we stuck to a lot of the same things as last game, but maybe got a few more pucks to the net and got rewarded. But it's nice to have contributions throughout the lineup and have a big win like that.
How did that one look from your perspective today?
Honestly, that was pretty ugly from our group. It goes to show that we're able to put the puck in the net. Got a little bit better after the first period, but certainly didn't like the first. Bucky made a lot of good saves to weather their storm, and we were able to capitalize on a lot of our chances.
On that note, just a thought on what Connor was able to do in that first 10-11 minutes. I think at one point he had 10 shots and 6 came on their first power play.
Yeah, he was, and there were a few of them that were big-time saves. He's a guy that you feel very comfortable back there with whenever you make a mistake, and he was able to allow us to kind of get our feet under us after the first 10-15 minutes.
I feel like he's getting into a bit more of a groove, Tyler.
Yeah, we're not worried about Bucky at all. I think he's played well of late, and he's made some big time saves. Just even looking back back to that Islander game, I remember some big time saves he made to keep us keep that lead, and I think he's just continued it. I think Bucky's been good, and we'll try and help him out as much as we can.
What about your goal, Tyler? Looked like a 50-goal scorer there on the move.
I like the pass better. Patty made a real nice pass, kind of feathered it between two guys, and fortunately was able to put it in.
A lot's been made. Obviously, Patrick's got all the goals, but he hasn't had many assists this year. But when you see a play like that, and that was his second assist this game, does that remind everybody that he's also a pretty good passer?
Sure. I don't know if any of us forgot. You especially take a look at the power play unit that he's on. He makes some really nice passes to break pressure. He makes them look so easy. They might go a little unnoticed. But Patty can certainly make plays, and that was a really nice one.
What were your thoughts on the hit by Hag on Connor?
We didn't like it. Guys did a good job of getting in there. We'll see what comes of it.
How about you personally, Tyler? Do you feel like you're getting into a bit more of a groove yourself too? You had more minutes on the last road trip. Seems like your confidence seems to be growing and settling into.
Yeah, I feel good. Honestly, I felt good all year. Whatever opportunity is given to any guy, that's it's something that you don't really need to focus on. Just focus on playing the best with what you're given, and I think it's been going pretty well.
Mark, they came on pretty strong to start the game. What was the key to turning that around?
It's an afternoon game. You got to get your legs under you, and obviously that wasn't the first that we wanted. But Helly made a lot of big saves to keep us in it, and we had a good talk in the intermission, and we stepped up our game, and it showed.
What did you guys start to do better in that first intermission that was able to lead you to turning the game in complete control?
We just, we simplified our game. We got puck every time we got to the red line. We made sure we got it in, even if they broke it out. We continued to get it in behind their D, every shift, and I think that just will wear down teams. You get more offensive zone time, you get shots from the point, and good things happen from there.
How important of a game do you think it was for the defensive pairings to come in and put up such an offensive production like that?
Yeah, we have great defense. Obviously, it's nice seeing healthy back end. So it was good to have JMO back tonight. And it shows. We got a lot of talented players back there, and all six of them played solid.
Mark, what does it say about this group when you score 7, but 7 different scorers, power play, shorthanded, even strength, defensemen, forwards, all chip in?
Yeah, it's a good thing for sure.
On that hit in the second period there, why is it important for you to jump right in after the hit's made?
We stick up for our teammates when bad things happen. We're a brotherhood, and we got to stand up for each other.
Mark Scheifele with 3 assists, one of 5 players in the Winnipeg Jets lineup tonight to record multiple points. Those were Nikolai Ehlers with 2 helpers. Patrick Laine had 2 assists this afternoon. Mark Scheifele had 3 assists, his second 3-assist outing of the 2018-19 season. On top of that, Josh Morrissey had a goal and 2 assists in his return to the lineup after missing 2 games with a lower body injury. Tyler Myers also with a goal and an assist. We'll be hearing from head coach Paul Maurice here momentarily in the Matt Frost Media Center as the Jets knock off the Philadelphia Flyers 7-1 in the second game of a 4-game homestand. The remaining 2 games of this homestand will be against teams that are out of the playoffs, or not out of the playoffs, sorry. The Edmonton Oilers will be here on Thursday. But let's go back to the room, I apologize, and hear from starting goaltender Connor Hellebuck.
Connor, you've always said you like afternoon games. The first period for you and your hockey club, some of the guys said that they didn't think it went that well, but it was a good thing that you were on time today.
Yeah, something about those afternoon games just suits me. I like waking up and having no downtime. I feel very energized. Not really skating in the morning, not doing much, and come to the rink, and I'm just excited to play.
Tell me about that first power play that they had and the grade A scoring chances that you were able to stop.
You know, we prepared the right way. You know, kind of saw what was going to happen, and you know, it's always nice to get a lucky save here and there too. So I'm going to say a little bit of luck, and then the guys kind of channeled it for me, so I was able to read the play well.
Your coach said after the last game he feels that the goaltending is trending in the right direction. What's gone into that for you personally?
Well, I relaxed a bit. I was gripping it a bit tight, and I got a lot better at my foundation over the summer. So what I'm used to feeling, I'm not really feeling it anymore because I can go do so much more. And so I started to fight a little bit harder for it, and now I kind of relax and just let things kind of sink into place, and it really helped me find my groove.
You always say that, you know, like boring hockey is good hockey for a goaltender. Do you feel like you'd maybe been a little bit too dynamic, moving a little bit too much before this?
No, I think I was just, I was gripping a little too tight and trying to do a little too much with it instead of letting the game come to me. I was kind of trying to do more and trying to go after it when really I just need to relax and read the play.
Connor, you had that one play in the third where you looked like you were shaken up a bit. Was that one you took off the shoulder? And is that a equipment issue more than anything?
Yeah, I caught that right in the ribs actually, and there was no equipment between me and the puck, so that one hurt pretty bad. I guess that's all I'll say about it.
Just took a few minutes to get your wind back, I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean, want me to shoot a puck at your ribs? I don't think so. It hurt.
Look at 7 goals at the end of the night, but thoughts on the start to the game that Connor Hellebuck had for your club defensively this evening?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can count the 5 goals they would have got on one power play, but he was really good. You have a period like that, you need 1 or 2 guys to be a difference for you. He's the key piece to that, and certainly worth talking about. And then you need to be able to overcome it and not let it bleed in and have it be a game that you walk away saying we just didn't have it tonight. So we were able to do that. But you get to come out of the first after playing the way we did with a 2-1 lead because your goalie was the difference.
So how about getting things going then at the other end of the ice and what you saw in the final 40?
Yeah, you know what, we started to skate. It's the foundation of our game, so all the other pieces come right. The gaps get closed. You have the puck more. I think we have much better decisions in the second period of when to put pucks at the net and the chaos that comes from that. Most of that started, I thought, from our blue line, getting some pucks to the net. And again, when you're skating, you'll draw penalties. You'll get on the power play, and you give yourself a chance to be good.
Paul, obviously the Flyers played yesterday, but when they play as they did, come back from 2-0 and put up 6 and a bunch in the third period, was their start something you maybe anticipated you might see, that they'd come out feeling really good and lose?
Well, I think that's the way they've played. Columbus had them 3-1, and they got it to overtime, and then I think the difference in the last game, I'm not coaching another team, they play a pretty consistent game. In terms of energy, and if you don't match that, you're having a first period like we had. We got to skating and got to the right level of intensity, and then there was the fact that it's back-to-back maybe swings in our favor. They were much sharper, much quicker than we were in the first, and then it turned.
So that third goal that Brandon Tanev gets, is that a bit of a turning point, a good old-fashioned go hard to the net kind of get rewarded
yeah,
goal?
And we've had those. We missed them against St. Louis. We missed 2 or 3 opportunities like that, but that's the game winner in the island, same concept. And it's exactly the game tire with Ehlers and Little in New York. So we when the seams are there, we're very good at finding them. We're trying to find a place in our offensive game that when they're not, we don't lose their speed. So we got fast, put pucks at the net, cause chaos, and you get some rebound opportunities.
And then just Josh Morrissey steps back in, goal, a big power play goal, an assist, and lots of minutes again, like he never missed a beat.
Yeah, we held him. He probably could have played against St. Louis. We just didn't want this to be a continuing issue, and he jumped right back in, looked as strong as he did certainly when he left.
Anything on Matthew Pearl, Paul?
Yeah, he was handing out the sticks for the 3-star selection, so I think he's fine.
Okay. What were your thoughts on the Hag hit on Connor?
I thought there was a balance between the hit that happened just prior to it in the one corner. The referees get it right.
Connor Hellebuck kind of said he felt like he was gripping or putting a little bit too much pressure on himself. When did you see a little bit more comfort maybe in
I
his
think
game?
he's just worked really hard, and it'll eventually come for you. So he said 2 or 3, maybe 4 chances that haven't gone in for him recently. I'm sorry? Connor Hellebuck. Got to get the right Connors here, people. So Kyle Connor scored. We should talk about that. He's had 2 or 3 real good chances to score that haven't gone for him lately, so it's just a matter of staying with it. The other guy was pretty good too, but it builds. It goes back to the glove save in the 3rd period against the New York Rangers. That he builds confidence, has a big night for us. I mean, at 1-0, you can't fault him against St. Louis. Made big saves, so he's got a block of games now where he feels strong and he looks the way that we're used to seeing. Okay.
It's Paul Maurice, the head coach of the Winnipeg Jets, as I get my teams mixed up. But the Jets do knock off the Philadelphia Flyers 7-1 here Sunday afternoon at Bell MTS Place. They will continue this 4-game homestand Tuesday against the Chicago Blackhawks, a team they beat earlier this month 6-5 here at Bell MTS Place. So that'll do it for the JetsTV Live post-game show presented by Budweiser. I'm Jamie Thomas. Have a great night, everybody.